Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Eve, again here. And today we're gonna talk about Marvel Rivals. Probably the biggest FPS game of this year, breaking a lot of records, having basically killing Overwatch at this point, and just a very interesting, beautiful, dynamic, and the gameplay itself looks really fun as well. The game is incredible. So let's talk about the tier lists. Let's do some tier lists. Let's put some characters. Let's talk about them. How good are they? And why maybe you should use one character over another if you want to rank up in the ranked, and all of that stuff. Let's quickly start with Adam Warlock here. We'll go over everyone. Adam Warlock, incredible support, definitely an A-tier support, I would say. If you're even using his synergies with the Guardians of the Galaxy, he becomes even more better. He's got different stuff. He can resurrect characters, if you want to call it that, but that's a very strong ability. Also, he's got an ultimate that can resurrect characters, very strong as well. He can even resurrect like the whole team. In some moments it feels like a very overpowered ability, but he lacks, for example, in some stuff compared to maybe Mantis or baby Lang Shark Jeff. All of that characters in some points are a little bit better than him. That's why he's only on an A tier, but doesn't mean that he's bad. He's very good, a very playable character. You can easily rank up with him if you want to. There is nothing bad about him. Panther, A. As well, a very strong duelist, or flanker, or assassin. Like, there is a lot of ways you can call him. Very strong at that. He lives for a long time. He's very mobile. He's got a very good kit with a lot of dashes, and he does a very big amount of damage as well. So definitely a very good character to maybe pick, but there's gonna be other assassins that are much better than him. So he's kind of like somewhere on B and A. Not a bad character for sure if you know what you do. A very strong one at that, and if you have a very strong healers that will go maybe and like focus on you while you're trying to destroy the enemy backline, very strong character there. Let's put the Doctor Strange on S. If you even gonna see on top 500 plays, this is the strongest tank in the game right now. Strongest tank in the game. Shields, his shield is basically impossible to destroy. It's not like in destroy, but it regenerates so fast that it feels like his shields are never ending, because you destroy his shields, it's gonna take a few seconds and he's back. And like, that shield can take damage for the whole team. Like, it blocks so much space that is insane. He also has TP that can work as a tricks for some maps. It can also make tricks versus your team. For example, if you're fighting versus Strange, they can TP behind you, they can TP over on top of you. There's so many plays you can do with Strange. Also, he's got evasive. He like flies up into the sky, and just to evade, for example, some stuff maybe going on the ground level, for example, like magic and all of that stuff. Very good at that. Solid S tier character. Groot, put him in B. It doesn't mean that Groot is not bad. He's somewhere like on A and B as well, but he's very situational and kind of boring character, for unfortunately, compared to, for example, this is not only based on how strong are they, but also I'm gonna put like if the character is interesting to play. For example, Strange is very interesting to play. It's fun. All those TPs as well. And Groot is just wall, 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 wall. Is everything about him. Unfortunately, but he's very strong character as well. Don't get me wrong. In terms of fun, he's somewhere here, maybe even lower. But in terms of, he doesn't have that much mobility as well. He feels very slow. Just a basic tank, but he can definitely do some tricks with the walls, maybe like block off the enemy tank that came out too close to you. You can block him off from his healers, and your team can wipe out their tanks for sure. That's very strong one, but he's a very tricky character as well, and because of the lack of mobility, I think he's kind of here, but his walls for sure make up for that. Next, Hela, obviously an S tier character. She is insane. But maybe not because of her kit, but because of her basic attack. That basic attack, being hit scan, is insane. She basically she can wipe out the whole team by herself. She doesn't not need anyone else. She can solo carry the games. Her kit is pretty simple. She's got a stun, like a small area black hole. If you played Overwatch, Zarya had the black hole as her ultimate. She's got like a small version of that, with a very small time of a stun on that one, on that black hole. But still, you can play some crucial tricks on your enemies as well. For example, if they're trying to push you, someone like Magic or Iron Fist or Spider-Man trying to get too close to you, you can just throw it, for example, at floor, and they get stunned, and you give them a few headshots, they're dead. She's got also evasive. She throws a bird. It only goes one straight forward. Like where you look and you push the button, she will go there without like changing any direction. For example, in that sense, someone like Scarlet Witch's shift is much better, but still a very good one. She's invincible while she flies through that, so you can use it to evade, for example, attacks or ultimates of enemies. A very good there, but not something very OP. She's only considered OP because of her probably the basic skill. It's the not basic skill, but basic attack. It's too strong. We don't know what's gonna happen on the season 1. Maybe she's gonna be nerfed or something. I probably think she's gonna be nerfed, but I wish they will not nerf her too hard, so that she will not be like useless, and she will stay somewhere like on A tier as well. Hulk here kinda B. He feels very slow, no mobility, pretty much. Yes, he's got a jump. He's got also, he can, in some situations, he's very situational, to be exact. In some situations, he's very interesting. He can stay alive long enough to provide a very offensive play for your team. For example, because he doesn't die when you kill him, he becomes Bruce Banner, and then if your healers are good enough, they will make you stay alive for longer, and you can get back into the fight to transform into the Hulk again. But other than that, he's very slow, especially when he ultimates. He uses his ultimate, he's like very slow. It's very easy to evade him. He usually doesn't do pretty much anything when he's in ultimate. Everyone just avoids him. Especially when you have so many mobile characters with big mobility, like Psylocke, even Hawkeye can easily evade him. All of those characters, he just kind of seems useless in those senses. But obviously every character has his own times to shine, and Hulk definitely has some of them. Star-Lord, easily A tier, maybe even for, at least in my in how I feel about him, he's better than Panther, because his ult is super OP. You can wipe out team, like enemy team, in seconds. He's got a very great mobility, even maybe better in some cases than Psylocke, but his damage is a little bit reduced. He kind of feels. Also, he got E. His E is like, if you played Overwatch, it's Reaper's ultimate basically, but a little bit smaller reach and a small amount of damage, but still a great one if you are like jumping in on the whole team and no one is focusing you. This guy is very scary. Next one, Iron Man. Maybe even C here. He's good in some types. Again, he's very situational if you actually like want to pick him. There's not a lot of times when he's actually useful in your team, especially if you're playing versus Hawkeye, versus Hela. They demolish Iron Man. He becomes so useless in that matchups that it's insane right now. So that's why I'm putting him in C, because there is no use for him right now. His ultimate is strong. His flying ability is strong as well. He can do some decent damage. In right hands, he can be very strong, but for the most part, compared to other characters, he doesn't shine so hard as them. Jeff, easily an S tier. That ultimate is insane. The healing, like his spray that he does with the healing water, it's insanely far. You can even try to get to the backline and heal your assassins that are in the enemy backline easily. Very strong character, very evasive with his shift. So strong evasion, he can go on the walls as well. Bro, he's insane, and his E as well can heal. He does decent damage with his right click. Everything about Jeff is just S tier. There's basically no drawback on this character whatsoever, and that is insane. Loki, he's also kinda A to B. He's very hard character to actually play and be very good at that. Even though he's got a very strong kit, most players just don't really understand yet how to get the most value out of him. He's got clones that can easily play a role on like defensive side. He's got a great healing, great damage, but maybe like in terms of damage he kind of lacks it compared to some other healers, but still a very strong one. He can TP, he can be offensive, he can be defensive. He's very versatile. But right now, because of not like a lot of people figured him out, I think he's somewhere here. Luna, definitely an A, maybe even S tier, something like between this. She's got a stun. She's very she's got a mobility. She's got her shift is not only can be used for defense, but also as an offense. Not only healing, but doing a damage. If you're like a Spider-Man and you get on her, if you don't kill her, the second you get to her, you're getting stunned and then shifted in the face and you're dead, basically. She's very scary in close combat. So if you're playing on like Assassin, be very careful with how you approach her. She's very strong in 1v1 fights. Maybe even the strongest 1v1 fighter out of healers. Is like one of the strongest, because there's also a Mantis there. Magic, somewhere S to A. She with a strong team play, she is S tier, because you will not kill her if the team composition of your team is right, and like Magic gets a lot of heals, and she's played right. She's insanely strong and very scary. She's got like one-shot combos as well. Very mobility is crazy. Her TPs, it's the limbo is very strong as well. She's basically unkillable in the right settings, but because of the stuff that's happening right now in the game, like people just picking out DPSs, she's kind of an A, because without good heals, without having like a main DPS on the backline that will do some damage to like attract the enemies, she doesn't shine that good, but still a very strong character. Magneto, also S tier character. He's got 2 types of shield for himself, and he can block make a shield for the whole team, block the damage for them. Strong character. I don't think you really need to like talk about him that much. He's just a very strong character. Everything about him is strong. Combined with Scarlet Witch, he gets a even stronger attack. So maybe if you see Magneto or you see Scarlet Witch, you can pick them, and it's a very good synergy. Not the best one in the game, but still a decent one. Mantis, S tier, super strong healer. She's got DPS, she's got healing, she's got stuns. I don't think we need to talk about her as well, because basically everyone can agree that she's an S tier. She's very scary. Also, some people don't know it, but Mantis, whenever you get stunned, you see her like projectile on your back, like the Mantis project there. You can shoot it for your teammate, and that stun will disappear. So know about that stuff, because I have never seen in my ranked games someone shoot. If I get stunned by Mantis, no one is shooting that her projection on my back. No one. Then Namor, he's kind of C to B. He's very situational at that, because no one actually cares about his turrets. He becomes scary if you're not trying to get him, and you just like forget about him existing in the game. He's somewhere here. He's very scary, and if your aim is good, he will be very scary in this game. But in total, he's not like a very good like character. He's just mid. He's basically mid compared to other characters here, but he can definitely be somewhere B to A. Like, it's very hard to actually put this character on, because it definitely depends on how strong the enemy team is, how good they counter characters, and all of that stuff. Penny Parker, S tier. Another, I don't think you don't need explanation why she's here. Traps, slow down, stun. She can be kind of mobile with her like webs. Kind of mobile, very tanky, stays alive for a long time. Super good character for that. Does a lot of damage as well. For example, characters like Root are not really based on damage. They're more of a, the walls defensive type characters. She can be also offensive, also defensive. On the defense, obviously she shines more because you put traps, but she can be as well very offensive at that. Punisher, B, not a bad character. Turret can be useful, but most of the time it's basically useless. If the enemy team has a good assassins, your turret's gonna be useful. While you will be sitting in your fucking turret, the Psylocke will come and shoot you in the head, and you're dead. His ultimate, very strong, but compared to, for example, ultimate of Star-Lord, it's a little bit lacking, because he's got auto aim, and he just needs to aim for himself, but it's not a drawback. You can easily kill the whole team with his ultimate, but Star-Lord can fly and be very mobile at that, while Punisher is just walking around. But you can't really stun him while he's in his ultimate, so just know that. It's very scary, but you can easily evade him. Other than, for example, like Star-Lord, he's just auto aims and shoots you, he kills you in seconds. compared to Punisher. Rocket, easily in A tier. He can revive, he can heal, he can do damage. He's very mobile in that sense. He can climb walls, he can jump, he can shift, do some strafes. He's crazy good as well. Very strong character. There is no drawback on this character as well. He could definitely be an S tier, but I think he's A for now. We'll definitely see more about that. Maybe I'll think about, and maybe he gonna be an S tier, but for now he's an A tier. Very strong character. Scarlet Witch, B tier character, but that doesn't mean she's bad. She's okay. She's a little bit stronger than mid, I think. She doesn't need you aiming, because her left click is basically auto aim like Moira's. Her right click is a projectile with AoE damage, so even if you don't hit the character, you still, if it's close enough to him, it will hit. She's got stun, and she's got her shift is evasive and can also like fly in any direction you want to. She can even fly and stay on in the sky like Storm and Iron Man, but not for so long as them. So not a bad character overall. I like Scarlet Witch. I usually play her more because I like her gameplay and I like the character itself. But compared to someone like Hela or maybe someone like Star-Lord, it's not that like strong. They're definitely much more stronger than her. Spider-Man, A tier. In good hands, Spider-Man is S. But because of how much a lot of people just have no idea how to play him. He's a very strong character. He can do one-shots easily. He would be an S tier character if people use him correctly, but for now he's an A tier, very strong, very annoying character. He can swing, he can do damage. If you aim correctly, he does insane amount of damage, and he can clearly, easily kill everyone in the team. Storm, kind of C. Unfortunately, I'm a big fan of Storm. My favorite character in the X-Men, aside from Emma Snow, but the White Queen, obviously, I'm talking about. But Storm in this game kinda sucks. She's even worse than Iron Man. I would even put her in D tier. It's kind of bad. Unfortunately, it's very bad. She can be maybe useful in some scenarios, but most of the time she's not that good. Thor, A tier probably, kind of an A B tier here somewhere, but I think his shift allows him to be not only very versatile, but also stay long enough for your team, for example, heal you enough so he stays alive. His bubble can also heal you, and all of that stuff. He can, like, he's very close combat character. That's maybe a little bit of a drawback for him. If he was more of a he can swing his Mjolnir much further, he would be better, but for now he's an A tier. Venom, I'm gonna put him here because of how easy to learn this character is. He's not like, compared to Penny, Doctor Strange and Magneto, he's not that strong, but he's very annoying. He's also very fun to play, very easy to learn. There's nothing like hard about him, but if we were being honest, he would be somewhere here on B, maybe A, somewhere here. If we were being honest, for example, I think Thor is much better for him, and Groot is much better than Venom, but he definitely can stay alive for a long time, and he's an S tier right now because it's how easy he is to use. Now Cap, kind of the same as Groot, but much less, more or less interesting than Groot. Maybe more interesting than Hulk for sure, but definitely not so good as Groot. He's got a shields, he can reflect the damage, he can stay alive for a good amount of time, but his shield only blocks for himself and not for the team. In that sense, Doctor Strange is so much better. So he's basically, he's got everything that he needs, but all of them are so like not so impactful as, for example, on other characters. Next one, Winter Soldier, definitely an A, very strong. He's again ultimate, very annoying. He can definitely wipe out the whole team himself. Three-shotting characters is very scary at times. Big amount of damage. You can easily reset his ammo without even reloading by using his skills. That's scary as well. With I think Punisher on the team, together they can like do infinity ammo on Winter Soldier, and that it's even scarier in that sense. So definitely easy A tier, maybe even S tier, if you think so. Moon Knight, B tier. Also, it doesn't mean that he's bad. He's a very strong character as well, but if like when you get to the higher levels, they easily counter the Moon Knight, because even though he has mobility, but it's not that strong, for example, compared to Star-Lord, Panther, Psylocke, all of them, his mobility is not very good. He just jumps out, and he's got a hook that you can use, and then he can fly as well. His E is basically useless on the higher levels. He's got a right click, not a bad one. He does damage to like if you shoot one enemy and they stay together, you do deal damage to everyone. As in that sense, he's very strong. He can be very scary at times. If in the right hands, he's very scary. But let's talk about the next one, Psylocke. Easily S tier, best assassin for now in the game. She's got invisible. She can be invisible. She can do 2 shifts, 2 dashes that deal damage to everyone that stands in her way. She's got right click shurikens. That's also a second type of damage she can do. She can do, for example, in that sense, Magic is a close combat character, and she's close to medium ranged character. Very strong, very scary. She can also perform not like really good, but not bad at that on the long ranged. But definitely you will not use her for a long range fight. But for example, if there is Iron Man flying around on the sky, she can easily kill him, not a problem there. Hawkeye, easily S tier, the only character that can one-shot in this game. Like, I don't think you need to talk about him. He doesn't have like that much of interesting kits. He's got like a jump, double jump, not a double jump, but he's evasive. Is when you do a double jump, he jumps very far up. He's here just because of his one shots, and that's why he basically will be on S tier until maybe they nerf his damage. Wolverine, unfortunately, somewhere in C tier. He can stay alive for long, but his damage, I feel like it's not enough. And especially with someone like Psylocke, who kills healers in seconds, who kills them DPS characters in seconds, Wolverine feels like nothing compared to her. I don't think there is like anything to talk about. Yes, he's got his E, he's got dashes, but they kind of feel, for example, shift kind of feels clunky. Other stuff is okay, but he's just not up there compared, for example, like assassins like Panther, Star-Lord, and Psylocke. He's not not strong enough. Squirrel Girl, not a bad one. She's basically a Junkrat from Overwatch. She can do some decent damage. I would even put her here as well. She can do decent damage, but she usually doesn't do that many kills because of the. It's very hard to actually like aim to the person you're shooting to. For example, like compared to Hela, she's basically nothing. Compared to Hawkeye, nothing. Those characters like are so much better than her, and there's just no point only if you're having fun with her. She's definitely a fun character, but in terms of strafe, she's not up there, unfortunately. Iron Fist, somewhere B to A, like a very solid character, very solid assassin, can stay alive for a long time, can be very mobile. He's very strong in close combat fights. He can even stay in if you're fighting, for example, someone like Iron Man or Scarlet Witch, who are usually like somewhere in the sky. You can easily get to them, kick their asses, and they go to the spawn again. Very strong character, so but I'm gonna put him on B, maybe on top of the B, somewhere like on A, close to A, very close to A, like somewhere in the middle. I would put him for sure. Widow, also B to definitely not C. She's much better than those, but a very hard character to actually play because of how aim precise she is. You need to be very careful. Like if you're hitting the shots, she's super scary. In the right hands, she can definitely be somewhere at least on A, but for the most part, her kit is very basic. If she's facing like someone like Psylocke, she's getting obliterated. She's facing Panther, she's getting obliterated. She's facing Star-Lord in close combat, she's obliterated. And someone like, for example, Hela or Hawkeye can still try to give them a fight on the close combats, but she most probably will lose it like 9 times out of 10. Dagger, another B to A character. She's got damage, decent amount. The cloak damage can be interesting. It's like Moira's damage as well as Scarlet Witch. Like they're basically having the same attack. He can do blinds that can play some crucial roles. She can do healing. She's got on Dagger, she's got E, that like flying shield that's gonna heal everyone. She's got her bubble on the right click as well. Good heals there, but compared to some characters like Mantis or Jeff, her heals sometimes feel like not enough. But other than this, I think this is all for today's tier list. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave your comments in the below. I would love to see what you think about different characters. This is like my personal opinion. It's like how I felt about the game. You can be definitely feeling otherwise in this type of characters, but I think it's pretty fair. I try to think about all of the like best parts of the characters, their worst parts of them, and try to make very objective tier list. But obviously everyone has their own opinions, everyone has seen different types of games, and someone like, for example, Namor can destroy the team while everyone says that he's bad, but it doesn't mean that the character sucks. Or someone like Storm can destroy the whole team. I think, and then other than that, thanks a lot for watching. It was my pleasure doing this video for you. I'm definitely gonna talk about Marvel Rivals more, and would love to see your comments, likes, subscriptions, and see you on the channel more. Other than that, have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.